आप सभी का स्वागत है। और आज का विषय जैसे आप जानते हैं कि लीगल एस्पेक्ट को हमने टच किया है। और इसमें हमने कुश चतुर्वेदी जी को इनवाइट किया है जो कि सुप्रीम कोर्ट में प्रैक्टिस कर रहे हैं। और हमारे बीच में डॉक्टर प्रदीप जी भी हैं जो हमारे मातृ चतुर्वेदी महासभा के सभापति हैं। तो मैं 2 मिनट प्रदीप जी से रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा कुछ इस विषय में बताएं।
पलागन, कुछ जी आपको भी पलागन। और हम आपका धन्यवाद देते हैं कि आपने समय दिया इसके लिए। और हमारा ये एक आईटी सेल जो महासभा ने बनाया था इस बार लोगों तक पहुंचने के लिए, आईटी सेल एंड बिजनेस कम्युनिटीज को एक प्लेटफॉर्म पे लाने के लिए, तो ज्ञानेंद्र जी उसके कोऑर्डिनेटर हैं। उन्होंने बहुत बखूबी इस सेल को चला रहे हैं और पूरे ऑल ओवर इंडिया से सारे बिजनेस कम्युनिटी को पूरा एक प्लेटफॉर्म पे, यंगस्टर टू एल्डर्स सभी को एक प्लेटफॉर्म पे लाए हैं। और उन्हीं की श्रृंखला में उन्होंने ये कहा कि हम इसमें एक जो टेड टॉक एवरी सैटरडे रखेंगे, तो उसके क्रम में ये आप आज लीगल एस्पेक्ट के लिए डॉक्टर कुश जी भाई को बुलाया है। मैं ज्ञानेंद्र जी को बहुत धन्यवाद देता हूँ कि वो ये अच्छे से निभा रहे हैं और आगे भी ऐसे निभाते रहे। थैंक यू।
Kush Chaturvedi is an advocate on record practicing in Supreme Court in India. He graduated with a degree in BLS LLB from the Government Law College, Mumbai, affiliated to Mumbai University in 2006. After graduating, he worked with PH Parekh and Company for a couple of years before joining the chambers of Ms. Indu Malhotra, senior advocate, later a judge in the Supreme Court of India. He cleared the Advocate on Record examination conducted by the Supreme Court in 2013 and since then has been pursuing an independent practice. Mr. Kush Chaturvedi, please come in.
सबसे पहले तो थैंक यू वेरी मच फॉर दैट वेरी काइंड इंट्रोडक्शन ज्ञानेंद्र जी। और सभी एल्डर्स को मेरा नमस्कार और पालागन। मैं बहुत आभारी हूं कि ये मौका मिला है आज ये चतुर्वेदी महासभा के सामने टू शेयर माय व्यूज ऑन हाउ दिस कोविड-19 पैंडेमिक हैज इम्पैक्टेड आवर प्रोफेशन। तो जो मैंने आज टॉपिक चूज किया है वो है एक्सेस टू जस्टिस ड्यूरिंग द कोविड-19 पैंडेमिक। और इसके दो पहलू हैं। पहला तो जो लिटरल मीनिंग हुआ एक्सेस टू जस्टिस का, कि जब लॉकडाउन है, कोर्ट्स फिजिकली बंद हैं, सो देन हाउ हैज द प्रोफेशन try to change and provide meaningful access to justice। तो एक तो उसकी लिटरल मीनिंग हुई, और दूसरा पहलू है एक्सेस टू जस्टिस का। कैन आई कंटिन्यू?
कंटिन्यू।
दूसरा पहलू ये है कि भाई कोर्ट्स ने क्या मदद की है सिटीजन्स की। हैज द कोर्ट बीन इफेक्टिव in imparting justice? So that is the second aspect which I like to deal with. तो जहां तक ये access to justice in the literal sense की बात है, times are tough. They're tough for everybody. It's also tough for the profession. Apart from the fact कि courts बंद हैं और that affects the livelihood of lawyers, but आप हेल्थ इम्पैक्ट देखें कोविड-19 का जो पड़ा है ऑन ऑल द पीपल, जैसे लॉयर्स हुए, जजेस हुए, कोर्ट स्टाफ हुआ। सो देयर हैज बीन अ बिग इम्पैक्ट व्हिच कोविड-19 हैज हैड ऑन द प्रोफेशन। और जहां से प्रैक्टिस चली आ रही है 150-200 साल की इन अ पर्टिकुलर वे, जो कोर्ट्स फंक्शन होते थे, तो सडनली लॉकडाउन की वजह से वी वर फेस्ड विद एन अनप्रेसिडेंटेड सिचुएशन की फिजिकली कोर्ट्स आर शट। So how did we overcome that, and have we overcome that in full?
इसकी लॉन्च मीटिंग होने बंद कर दिया।
So that is the first aspect which I'd like to tackle. So शुरू में when we were faced with the lockdown, so all courts and especially Supreme Court and all the high courts, they changed to a virtual court function. अब वर्चुअल कोर्ट क्या है, जैसे हम लोग आज बात कर रहे हैं तो कोर्ट में भी आर्ग्यूमेंट ऐसी ही होती है. सो इट्स बीन लार्जली इफेक्टिव. टीथिंग प्रॉब्लम्स होते हैं, बट now it's been a year and a half and courts have been functional virtually. And when I say courts, I repeat again, I mean the high court and the supreme court में काम चल रहा है. जो प्रॉब्लम आ रही है वो आ रही है लोअर कोर्ट्स में, जहाँ इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर उतना नहीं है, बैंडविड्थ उतनी नहीं है. So the lower courts, the tribunals is where the real problem is in an effective virtual hearing. But these are teething problems and it is getting better day by day. And the advantage which I see of this is that once technology comes, technology is there to stay. Now in the long run, this will really benefit कि आप घर पे बैठ कर आप देख सकते हैं कि आपका केस में क्या कार्रवाई हो रही है. जो पहले जो प्रॉब्लम थी हमारे कोर्ट सिस्टम की कि यू हैव टू स्पेंड अ लॉट ऑफ टाइम, कि आप दिन भर बैठे हैं कोर्ट में और आपका मैटर नहीं पहुंच रहा. So all that is now slowly being taken care of and it's better for lawyers. हमारा भी टाइम कम जो वेस्ट होता है कोर्ट में बैठे बैठे waiting for a matter. So now we can sit in our offices and conduct our work virtually. So this is an advantage which is coming out of this pandemic. With the help of technology, हमारी जो फाइलिंग होती है अब e-filing हो रही है. The younger lawyers are more comfortable with that as opposed to physical filing. The court procedures are becoming more transparent because of technology, less procedure oriented, more justice oriented. कि आप लोग देख पा रहे हैं कि भाई आपके केस में कैसी कार्रवाई हो रही है, क्या आर्ग्यूमेंट्स हो रहे हैं, जजेस का क्या कहना है. यू कैन सी इट इन रियल टाइम, घर बैठे बैठे. एंड दैट आई थिंक इज द biggest advantage which has come out of this lockdown. If you look at the brighter side of things, pandemics, of course, there has been a very bad impact. But the brighter side of it is how technology has entered into our world and our profession as such. So that I think is the single biggest advantage which comes out of it. Practical problem होती हैं. I'll give you an example. जैसे हमारे ही घर में, अब my wife is a lawyer, I am a lawyer. My daughter has to go to school, and if my father has उनका काम, तो there have to be 4 instruments, 4 separate instruments. So those are practical problems. Again, not unique to lawyers. वो सबको problems face हो रही हैं. And so all those problems we are dealing with. And काम चल रहा है, but as far as lower courts are concerned, things are not happening at a good enough pace. So that is where the real logjam is. जो lower courts और tribunals में जो काम की problem है. So now that is the जो मैंने बताया, the literal meaning of access to justice. Now the more interesting part is कि भाई courts ने क्या help की है citizens की during this COVID-19 pandemic. The way I see it, courts का सबसे जरूरी काम जो है is to act as the defender between an executive and the citizens. So जो सरकार की policies हैं, whether by way of indifference or I should say incompetence, they are affecting citizens. So how are the courts holding up in between? तो इसने भी 2020 में अगर आप देखें और 2021 में देखें, there has been a great divergence. जो 2020 में जब हमारा लॉकडाउन हुआ, so the criticism faced by the Supreme Court and the High Courts was कि आपने भाई कुछ मदद नहीं की citizens की. जब migrants की crisis हुई, when the migrants had to walk, we saw on highways April, May की गर्मी में to reach their home, Supreme Court did nothing about those migrants. That was one extreme which we saw in 2020. अब दूसरा extreme है 2021 में, जहां की कोर्ट की अब ये criticism है कि भाई you are going beyond your jurisdiction. आपकी सुप्रीम कोर्ट की कोई एक्सपर्टीज नहीं है कि दिल्ली को कितना ऑक्सीजन मिलना चाहिए, पंजाब को कितना ऑक्सीजन मिलना चाहिए. You have no expertise in deciding that, but आप उसमें भी अपना अड़ंगा डाल रहे हो. तो ये दो एक्सट्रीम्स हुए हैं as far as judiciary and how it has tried to help its citizens. Like I said, 2020 में ये था कि कोर्ट कुछ काम नहीं कर रही है, और 2021 में ये क्रिटिसिज्म है कि सुप्रीम कोर्ट is stepping into issues which are beyond its competence. Now, I'll try to explain as to why this has happened. And one way of looking at it, ये क्यों हो रहा है, 2020 में सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने क्यों नहीं इंटरफियर किया, हाई कोर्ट्स ने क्यों नहीं इंटरफियर किया? Because largely the view was कि गवर्नमेंट ने, सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट ने स्पेशली, and all the state governments in 2020, they took a very proactive step and they were on top of things and trying to modulate the relief. So which is why the courts perhaps thought कि भाई अगर सरकार काम कर रही है, सरकार is being proactive, then things should be left to the discretion of the courts, of the government, I'm sorry. Let the government do as it is doing, and it is not the business of courts to interfere. जहां तक कि अब ये 2021 की बात आई, सेकेंड वेव ऑफ पैंडेमिक की बात आई, तो यहाँ as we've been reading, discussing in papers, on WhatsApp groups, a lot of us feel कि भाई the government has been found wanting. The government was not up to the mark as far as predicting and managing the second wave was concerned. So in this lack of governance is where the courts have had to step in. How have the courts stepped in? I'll tell you a case which I did. हमें पता चला कि I live in Noida, so NCR का हमें ज़्यादा आइडिया है कि जो नोएडा और गुड़गांव के हॉस्पिटल्स हैं, the COVID hospitals, they are insisting on a local address proof. कि only if you have local address proof of नोएडा, तभी आपको नोएडा के कोविड हॉस्पिटल्स में एडमिशन मिलेगा. जो गुड़गांव था, गुड़गांव की जो वेबसाइट थी एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन की, उसमें आप तभी रजिस्टर कर पाते अगर आपके पास गुड़गांव का कोई लोकल रेसिडेंस प्रूफ होता. तो हमने सुप्रीम कोर्ट में याचिका डाली, एक रिट पिटिशन, कि भाई मेडिकल असिस्टेंस कैनॉट बी बेस्ड ऑन proof of residence. Hospital है, hospital has to treat a person who comes up to it who is in need. We pointed out to the court कि कितने circumstances ऐसे हो सकते हैं कि for example I am a young professional working in Noida, और जो मेरे पास आधार कार्ड है वो मेरे पास आधार कार्ड अपना बैंगलोर का है या लखनऊ का है, तो क्या इवन दो आई एम वर्किंग इन नोएडा, क्या मुझे नोएडा हॉस्पिटल्स एडमिशन नहीं देंगे कोविड ट्रीटमेंट के लिए बिकॉज आई डोंट हैव एन एड्रेस प्रूफ? वी सेड दिस डजंट सीम फेयर. तो ये हमने एक पिटीशन डाली सुप्रीम कोर्ट में, एंड द सुप्रीम कोर्ट केम टू आवर रेस्क्यू. द सुप्रीम कोर्ट पास एन ऑर्डर सेइंग कि भाई रेसिडेंस प्रूफ कैन नॉट बी अ क्राइटेरिया फॉर डिनाइंग एडमिशन टू हॉस्पिटल्स and for treatment. We gave an example कि भाई दिल्ली में केमिस्ट के पास गए for COVID medicines, और दिल्ली के केमिस्ट ने बोला प्रिस्क्रिप्शन दिखाइए. तो जब हमने प्रिस्क्रिप्शन एक नोएडा के डॉक्टर का दिखाया तो दिल्ली के केमिस्ट ने मना कर दिया दवाई देने से. So we said this can't be done. भाई India is one country, I am free to go. अब ऐसा तो है नहीं कि मैं बॉम्बे से ट्रैवल करूंगा नोएडा ट्रीटमेंट के लिए, बट मैं नोएडा से दिल्ली तो जा सकता हूँ ट्रीटमेंट के लिए, गुड़गांव तक जा सकता हूँ. सो व्हाई शुड दैट ट्रीटमेंट बी डिनाइड ऑन एड्रेस प्रूफ? सो इन सच केसेस द सुप्रीम कोर्ट टुक अ वेरी आई वुड से प्रैक्टिकल व्यू एंड सेड कि नो, दिस रेसिडेंस प्रूफ कैन नॉट बी अ रिक्वायरमेंट. सो these are the cases, type of cases in which the Supreme Court stepped in and has tried to help citizens. अब ये इशू पेंडिंग है सुप्रीम कोर्ट में वैक्सीनेशन का कि यूपी, लाइक आई नो फॉर एग्जांपल, इज सेइंग हम वैक्सीनेशन यूपी के रेसिडेंट्स को ही देंगे। तो आपके पास अगर परमानेंट आधार कार्ड भी नहीं है, कोई भी टेम्पररी रेसिडेंस प्रूफ है, जैसे आपके पास अपनी रेंट अग्रीमेंट हो या टेलीफोन बिल हो या बैंक स्टेटमेंट हो, तो आप वो भी दिखा दो, तब भी आपको वैक्सीनेशन हो जाएगा। बट इवन दैट इज अ वेरी इम्प्रिसाइज वे। जैसे इतने लेबरर्स हैं, उनके पास तो डेली वेजर्स हैं, कोई एड्रेस प्रूफ नहीं होता, तो उनको वैक्सीनेशन आप कैसे प्रोवाइड करेंगे? अ वेरी सिंपल एग्जाम्पल, भाई किसी के पेरेंट्स आए हो उनके साथ रहने, पेरेंट्स में नॉट हैव एनी एड्रेस प्रूफ, so will you deny them vaccination only on the basis कि भाई you are showing no uh, residence? So these are things where the Supreme Court has to now help in pass directions or make the government see reason that these are self defeating steps. अगर गवर्नमेंट का एम है कि भाई हमें पूरी पब्लिक को वैक्सीनेट करना है, तो यू वैक्सीनेट एवरीबडी हु इज देयर इन योर टेरिटरी, इररिस्पेक्टिव ऑफ वेदर उसके पास आइडेंटिटी कार्ड है कि नहीं है। अब जैसे मैंने बोला, सुप्रीम कोर्ट, एक क्रिटिसिज्म ये भी है कि भाई सुप्रीम कोर्ट इज कंसर्न ओनली अबाउट दिल्ली। इफ द दिल्ली गवर्नमेंट इज आस्किंग फॉर, जो पेपर में आया कि 700 मेट्रिक टन्स, so Supreme Court is saying by hook or by crook you please provide 700 metric tons to Delhi। तो इसमें सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट ने ये बोला कि भाई अगर मैं दिल्ली को सप्लाई करूंगा 700 मेट्रिक टन, तो इसका ये मतलब है कि मैं किसी और स्टेट्स का ऑक्सीजन सप्लाई ले रहा हूं टू सप्लाई टू दिल्ली। नाउ these are problems which also arise from a trust deficit between the central government and the state government, and like I said, agar bhai if the government cannot provide an answer to this, there is no option but the courts will have to, even though they are no experts in this field, so they will have to take a decision based on whatever information is there with it, and try to come with some sort of a stopgap arrangement. Nobody's case ki bhai the Supreme Court or the High Courts are competent in this regard. But what I'm trying to say is कि भाई अगर सरकार काम नहीं करेगी, so there is no option but for the courts to step in, right or wrong. Now, the other way in which the courts are trying to help is this issue of price capping, चाहे vaccination की हो या oxygen cylinders की हो, ventilators की हो. So there are petitions pending before the court currently that there should be a price cap, or that the Essential Commodities Act should be brought in to help regulate the pricing. Like I am saying again, this is perhaps not the court's forte, but if the government chooses to do nothing about this or is unable to do something about it, then citizens have no option but to go to court and for the courts to provide an answer. Then practical ways in which the court is trying to help is during COVID times, अगर आपकी जैसे medical insurance है, so whether a medical insurance claim that you have a COVID problem or a COVID related problem, are those covered by your medical insurance?
आप दिख रहे हो वीडियो में चल रहे।
Courts have also laid down that by जो insurance companies हैं, they should honor these medical insurance claims. So that is also one way in which the court has tried to help its citizens. अब बात आई कि we heard, for example, कि if you complain about oxygen shortage, a particular state government said कि भाई हमारे यहाँ कोई shortage नहीं है, और जो आदमी ये ट्विटर पर लिख रहा है या व्हाट्सएप पे मैसेज भेज रहा है कि ऑक्सीजन शॉर्टेज है, उस पर हम नेशनल सिक्योरिटी एक्ट लगाएंगे या पुलिस केस शुरू करेंगे on such cases. So that also I'm very glad the Supreme Court stepped in very firmly and said all this is absolute nonsense. You can't have a government bullying people for saying the truth, or even if it's a lie, you can't stop people from expressing their opinion. So I think that is a very good step, very proactive step taken by the Supreme Court. Ki bhai, at least flow of information should be free. Nobody should be afraid to speak up and give their version as to what is happening at the ground level. So the Supreme Court has also helped in that regard. इसके अलावा there are issues pending in the Supreme Court about vaccination program and how are the states going to get vaccines, get access to vaccines, what is the pricing mechanism. So these are all issues which the Supreme Court is alive to, and hopefully we should get a decision soon on this. कोई मैजिक पिल तो है नहीं किसी कोर्ट के पास कि जैसे आज सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने ऑर्डर पास किया कि हाई कोर्ट शुड पास impractical orders. What the Allahabad High Court had done was passing an order to say कि 4 महीने में हर नर्सिंग होम में ऑक्सीजन सिलेंडर होने चाहिए. अब भाई ऑक्सीजन सिलेंडर गवर्नमेंट कहीं से पैदा तो नहीं कर सकता. So the Supreme Court also said कि भाई impractical orders should not be passed. So that is the extreme where the Supreme Court has gone from. जैसे मैंने बोला 2020 में Supreme Court almost did nothing as far as the COVID crisis was concerned. And today, every day, you pick up the paper and you hear Delhi High Court has said this, Supreme Court has said this, Madras High Court has said this. So now the court, I'm glad to say, is finally waking up. And agar aap dekhe, you'd rather have a court which is accused of doing too much as opposed to a court which is accused of doing too little to help. So that has been, largely my experience and my view as to how the courts have functioned, and my experience in these past 1.5 years. Ab iske alawa, if anybody has any specific questions they would like answered, I would love to help you in any way.
मैं खुद लॉयर नहीं हूँ, बट एज ए जनरल सिटीजन कुछ पॉइंट्स आपके जो हैं वो, बिकॉज वी हैव ग्रोन इन ए एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव एनवायरनमेंट, हमारे फादर अंकल सब लोग जितने थे सब एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन. नाउ वन जुडिशरी स्टार्ट टेकिंग द एक्शंस ऑफ द एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन, it is a disaster. I can only share with you, it is a disaster. And today what they are doing is beyond their boundaries, and interfering is a selected government. I mean, this is my personal view. Selected. नीलेंद्र हैं उसमें, लॉयर वो भी हैं, जनरल नीलेंद्र वो भी हैं. बट मेरा पर्सनल व्यू है, व्हाट आई हैव ग्रोन एंड सीन, कि executive is also performing their duties best of their ability. Agar Supreme Court thinks that they are doing the good service to the people, they should be quiet. They should direct the government, not to the individuals. That is my personal view. I'll give you one example. Karnataka, agar aap inoculation लेने जाएंगे तो कर्नाटका के जो BBMP साइट है उस पे आप रजिस्टर होते हैं. अगर उनका सर्वर नहीं खुला तो आप इनोकुलेशन नहीं ले सकते. I wanted to have the second inoculation, वो सर्वर नहीं खुला उनका. तो where is the central government comes into this? This is neither the Supreme High Court of Karnataka should do this. Administration has to tighten up themselves internally. That is my personal view. बाकी तो आप लोग सब ज्ञानी लोग हैं, बतलाए. Because what I find कि every day something comes out of the Supreme Court or High Court. Why they are admitting such a false thing कि मुझे ऑक्सीजन इतनी मिलनी है कि मैं मर रहा हूँ. Have they anything which can look into the entire as a total function? तो ये कुछ inequalities हैं जो मेरे हिसाब से they should be taken away, and they should stop doing this. Anyway.
Absolutely, Manoj ji. मतलब that's a very very fair criticism. अगर आप देखें, जैसे मैंने भी कहा, जैसे 2020 में the Supreme Court did not do it. Why? Because perhaps the general perception was that at that point of time the government, and when I mean government, I don't only mean central government, but all governments are doing the best doing the best of their abilities. अब आप देखें, it's a very peculiar thing to say. Now, if a hospital is going to the court and saying that in half an hour, X number of patients will die because I am running out of oxygen, and the central government and the state government are fighting, what is the court supposed to do? I think the court in that case would be derelict in its responsibility by doing nothing.
What can court do? Let me please let me know.
Precisely,
What
the court,
he can direct only, na?
it can
Yes.
only tell the advise. Sometimes the court's job is also to advise the state, the governments, but don't make a political issue out of it. Come to a solution, and so that is what the court is trying to do in those cases. We've had cases where people are actually,
But how government knows that that particular hospital was denied a particular time? They can't hospital. See what happens if you entertain one such thing. There is a series of people who can get into this. They say yes, this is the right way. कि बजाय हम अपने एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन को अप्रोच करने हम सुप्रीम कोर्ट में जाते हैं. They are listening to us. Now I think it's a wrong direction which is being propagated and accepted, and सुप्रीम कोर्ट. बट मैं लॉयर नहीं हूँ, मैं इसीलिए मैंने कहा नीलेंद्र जी जो है लॉयर्स हैं, they perhaps can.
अच्छा, I have a question from Anand ji. Anand ji, will you ask your question please now?
थैंक यू. कुश जी, आपके व्यूज बहुत अच्छे थे और बहुत सारी चीजें मालूम पड़ी. और जहां तक मेरी थोड़ी जानकारी है, सुप्रीम कोर्ट या हाई कोर्ट जो हिंदुस्तान का सिस्टम है, जहां पर जुडिशरी, एग्जीक्यूटिव और लेजिस्लेचर तीनों के अपने रोल हैं और चेक्स एंड बैलेंसेस हैं, तो सुप्रीम कोर्ट सुओ मोटो नोटिस ले सकती है. रिट में लोग जाते हैं तब भी ले सकती है और सुओ मोटो भी नोटिस ले सकती है. तो अगर सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने सुओ मोटो कुछ चीजों का नोटिस लिया तो ये अच्छी बात है. और सुप्रीम कोर्ट के परव्यू में आता है नोटिस लेना और डायरेक्शन देना, एडवाइजरी इशू करना या डायरेक्शन देना गवर्नमेंट को इन सर्टेन मैटर्स. मगर सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने बहुत सारे जो छोटे छोटे एग्जीक्यूटिव के लैप्सेस थे या कॉमन सेंसिकल चीजें थी जो एग्जीक्यूटिव को करना चाहिए था, उन्होंने नहीं किया. जैसे आपने एग्जांपल दिया कि अगर मेरे पास आधार कार्ड बेंगलोर का है तो मैं दिल्ली में नहीं एडमिट हो सकता. ये जो एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव कॉमन सेंसिकल चीजें थी इन्हें एग्जीक्यूटिव ने नहीं किया और सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने किया. मगर जो बिग टिकट आइटम थे, जैसे यूपी का पंचायत इलेक्शन था, हरिद्वार का कुंभ था, जैसे कि स्टेट्स का इलेक्शन था, जहां पर कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल प्रोविजन में अगर वो सेम गवर्नमेंट अगले 6 महीने तक और रहती तो कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल प्रोविजन में रह सकती थी और उसके बाद भी इमरजेंसी लगा के प्रेसिडेंट रूल लगा के वो गवर्नमेंट कंटिन्यू कर सकती थी एंड थिंग्स लाइक दैट. मगर इन बिग टिकट आइटम्स पे सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने क्यों नहीं सुओ मोटो नोटिस लिया? क्यों नहीं कुंभ को कहा कि अगर एग्जीक्यूटिव केपेबल नहीं है ये डिसीजन लेने में, तो सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने या उत्तरांचल हाई कोर्ट ने क्यों नहीं डायरेक्शन दिया गवर्नमेंट को? यूपी पंचायत इलेक्शन क्यों नहीं कोविड को देखते हुए रोका? ये जो बिग टिकट आइटम्स थे उनको क्यों नहीं सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने अपनी तरफ से इनिशिएटिव लिया?
देखिए, इट इज like it's a damned if you do, damned if you don't kind of situation. अगर सुओ मोटो, frankly सुओ मोटो सुप्रीम कोर्ट को कम ही करना चाहिए, is my personal view. But perhaps if a petition was made, it's a very tricky thing because जैसे आपने सही कहा कि अगर elections ना हो, even that is a violation of the constitution, and therefore orders stopping elections should not be passed. So a fine line was perhaps drawn by say, I think it was Madras High Court, which said that campaigning should stop. भाई आपको इलेक्शन करना है, इलेक्शन करें, but at least those massive rallies should stop. अब भाई कुंभ मेला है, my personal view is that it should not have happened. but for reasons best known, भाई सरकार करेगी नहीं because it is perhaps an election issue, and the court perhaps in that case did shy away from its duty. Perhaps it was आप सही कह रहे हैं, कोर्ट को शायद रोकना चाहिए था आपको मेला पहले, जो नहीं किया. अब क्यों नहीं किया उसके तो भाई reasons are best known to the court itself.
Ji, I think I have a
Thank
question
you.
from Rachna ji also. Rachna, will you ask your question now?
Hi, Kush. My question is that like for the medicines like Remdesivir, even now and then, like in the past, just 15-20 days back, people were mad about Remdesivir and they were ready to pay a huge amount, a handsome amount for that injection, like for plasma therapy. Now the government is saying that plasma therapy is not the cure for it, so we can just ignore it. Remdesivir, no, it's not going to help. But the people who have paid that kind of money, can they put a petition on this in the Supreme Court or in the High Court? Thank you.
So like I said, there are petitions pending for capping the price. Now, as to which treatment is best, that again, frankly, the court has to leave that to the experts to decide. Court can't decide what is the best treatment and whether A treatment should have been there or B treatment should be there. There, the court has to bow down to whatever the experts in the field say. So they did set up, for example, a committee of experts, of doctors, and it is for those committees to take a decision as to what is to be done as far as the treatment is concerned. But yes, जहां तक issue है black marketing का, hoarding का, price capping का, if the government does not do its job, certainly the court should step into correct government's wrong, or at least direct the government to perform its statutory functions.
Okay, thank you.
Sanjay ji, Sanjay can ask his question now.
Hello, Kushi, how are you? Hello, Kush. मैं दो लीगलिटी पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से दो सवाल पूछता हूँ. हरियाणा गवर्नमेंट ने दो नोटिफिकेशन निकाले, एक उन्होंने किसी हरियाणा में फरीदाबाद में, तो यहाँ का बताया, तो उन्होंने एक तो निकाला जो उन्होंने प्राइवेट हॉस्पिटल के रेट फिक्स कर दिया, आपको ऑक्सीजन बेड का क्या रेट
आवाज
लगाना
थोड़ी कम आ रही है.
हेलो,
हाँ बोलिए.
हेलो, अब आ रही है? बेटर है?
अब बेटर है.
उन्होंने दो नोटिफिकेशन निकाले, एक तो ये कि जो प्राइवेट हॉस्पिटल के रेट फिक्स कर दिए नोटिफिकेशन से, तो उसका इम्प्लीकेशन क्या हो सकता है लीगली, कि अगर लेकिन हॉस्पिटल चार्ज तो वो कर नहीं रहे, चार्ज तो ज़्यादा ही कर रहे हैं. ठीक है. दूसरा है, उन्होंने एक अभी नोटिफिकेशन परसों ही निकाला है कि जिनकी कोविड से डेथ हुई है उनको 4 लाख रुपीज़ पे करेगी गवर्नमेंट. तो इसका इम्प्लीकेशन बनता है कि मतलब वो नोटिफिकेशन ऑफिशियल नोटिफिकेशन तो नहीं है मेरे पास, जैसे व्हाट्सएप पे आया था तो गवर्नमेंट का ही, लेकिन अगर वो एक्चुअल नोटिफिकेशन इशू हुआ है तो जिनकी डेथ हुई है उनको सभी को क्लेम करना चाहिए कि अपने आप ही मिलेगा वो.
जहां तक कि आपका पहला सवाल है अबाउट दैट नोटिफिकेशन कैपिंग ट्रीटमेंट, I think that is well within the purview of the government if it thinks so. Court by itself, obviously notification अगर government की है, and if it comes to court, I think it should pass muster, because ultimately if it's a government policy and the government should be, unless and until the policy is on the face of it bad, why should courts interfere? And as far as the hospitals are concerned, as long as they are getting there is no loss, then frankly hospitals can't complain too much. Obviously they should not be out of pocket, but अपनी
इंडिविजुअल को केस करना पड़ेगा उसको रिकवरी के लिए, जो भी पेशेंट है उसको.
किसको?
जो भी पेशेंट है उसको केस करना चाहिए. इसका मतलब अगर ज़्यादा चार्ज किया है उसने हॉस्पिटल ने उससे, तो उसे क्लेम करना चाहिए कोर्ट्स में ना.
आप एकदम कर सकते हैं. You can file a complaint with the medical council also if it's a doctor involved, but for that you'll have to show कि मतलब it on the face of it exorbitant है.
Dr. Pradeep wants to ask. Sorry, yeah. Go ahead, Sanjay.
वो एक पॉइंट और था, वो 4 लाख के कंपनसेशन का है, तो वो भी मेरे ख्याल से वो क्लेम करना पड़ेगा, अपने आप तो नहीं मिलेगा.
हाँ वो क्लेम करना पड़ेगा. गवर्नमेंट ने कुछ गाइडलाइंस दी होंगी कि भाई व्हाट class of people are entitled to that 4 lakh, and if you fall within that class of people, you'll be entitled to it.
Thank you so much.
Dr. Saab, Dr. Pradeep wants to ask a question.
हाँ कुछ भाई, मेरा दो सवाल हैं. एक तो ये कि इस पूरे पेंडेमिक में अगर आप देखेंगे कि दो दे आर द गाइडलाइंस बाय ICMR फॉर ट्रीटमेंट एंड अदर थिंग्स, in spite of that there are some mishandling of the patient was happened in the during the course, and because there is a no post-mortem is allowed for the COVID patients, so it can't be recorded that what is the cause actually was. They declared XYZ, it is taken as that XYZ, whether it was there or it was not there, because cannot be established otherwise. So because here the person who can claim or can say feel that he is not being treated properly, but he cannot go to the court. In otherwise it could have been other situation, he could have been gone for a malpractice and other documents can be put up and things can be done. But in this situation you can't go and claim for that part. The right has been withdrawn. What do you think about that? Number one. Number two is if you see that demand of the oxygen in the Delhi, which we are staying in Delhi, 700 metric ton and other things, and overnight the audit committee becomes it become down to 580 or something. So is that what you have already pointed out is because of more of the political one than not the actual one? So the providing the oxygen is because the state part or the center parts?
जहां तक क्या पहला सवाल था, see, if a person feels, or if the person is no more, if the family feels कि भाई the treatment has not been up to mark, so it is not as if you are left remediless. You can still have your recourse either under the Consumer Protection Act, or if you can make out a criminal case, if the negligence is of that higher magnitude, all those options are still open to you. So ऐसा नहीं है that you are left remediless. You still have your remedies. Frankly, there are cases which are coming out. Of course, these are very unprecedented times. So therefore, I wouldn't want to be too harsh on doctors. But एक problem ये आ रही है कि there is lack of information from hospitals about your near and dear ones. कि भाई admitted हैं, आप जा नहीं सकते मिलने,
कुछ information नहीं है.
तो भाई हाँ कोई information नहीं है ना. That is something which has to be remedied. And again, why should the court, step in? Why should it come to such an extent that courts have to step in? This is something which the administration, which the health department and the medical fraternity itself should address. Now, जहाँ तक कि आपका ये दूसरा सवाल है, Delhi की problem was unique because the Delhi government said कि भाई we have no means of generating oxygen. So we are dependent upon oxygen which comes from outside, and which is why we need help of the government. And Delhi, as you would know, in that sense is not a full state, say as Uttar Pradesh is a state or Maharashtra is a state. Delhi, for a lot of practical purposes, the central government does control Delhi. So this, अगर बीजेपी सरकार होती दिल्ली में तो ये प्रॉब्लम इतना हाईलाइट नहीं होता. This is more of a problem between Aam Aadmi Party and the BJP, and it's very sad that politics has to play out on such an occasion, but that's the way things are.
Yeah, agreed. Thank you.
Prasoon has a question. Prasoon.
Palagan, Kushji, thank you for this talk. Actually, it's very illuminating. This is the closest we have ever come to the galleries of Supreme Court. So it was, for somebody like us, it was really the first step that we have, the nearest we have gone to the justice system. I had a question, it was not more COVID, but more a generic question regarding the justice system. Our first touch point with the justice system starts with an FIR. And unfortunately, we have seen that the entire corridor of justice from the FIR till Supreme Court is built in a way that VIP lawyers and people who have access to power get much faster justice. They get telephonic bails. They will get जैसे अभी अपने खान मार्केट के एक VIP entrepreneur, he immediately got reprieve which general citizens will never think they can ever get. Teesta Setalwad, one of the 5-star, comes from a legacy of justice families. She got very instant justice on phone, in the middle of a hearing, she could get a bail for herself. So when we see instances like these, we wonder whether it is actually an equitable system, whether our, the last recourse for a person, aggrieved person, is the justice system or the courts. Are we justifying that trust? Or there is a lot more to be done for a broken justice system to be mended in the eyes of the last person? Sorry, it's a very generic question, but I thought, I will take this occasion to ask you this.
It's an absolutely valid criticism. मैं आपको कल की बात बताता हूँ जो आप बोल रहे हैं. कल सुप्रीम कोर्ट में एक मैटर चला. This was pertaining, I'm forgetting the name of that member of parliament from I think Telangana, जिसकी बेल का मैटर था. And that matter went on in Supreme Court. A simple bail matter went on for 3 hours. और हम 100 ऐसे केस कर चुके हैं जहां पर सुप्रीम कोर्ट 2 मिनट भी नहीं सुनती बेल मैटर्स में. So obviously the criticism that the influential people get a more meaningful hearing and they have a better access to justice is absolutely valid. Is the system perfect? No, it's not perfect. It's not even close to perfect. अगर कोई बाहर विदेश से आकर हमारा सिस्टम देखेगा तो शायद वो बोलेगा भाई ये सिस्टम तो काम ही नहीं कर रहा. But having said that, if you have perseverance in Indian the system, you have to persevere. You have to get after your case, and if you do that, in a majority of the cases, yes, justice is done. It takes its own sweet time, but if as a client you are perseverant, cases do reach a fruition.
Kushji, if you allow me a supplement question or a suggestion rather, we cannot fix the system sitting outside, but what we could probably do is make, at least for the community, Chaturvedi community, कि जो लोग सही में aggrieved है, जिनको सही में जरूरत है, उनको they should get the right justice. तो इसके लिए क्या हम कोई कोशिश कर सकते हैं जिसमें कि maybe we form a group of lawyers or advocates who can probably give them more time, and we can also find the right funding persons and others who can be able to. So we are not only asking for pro bono, but basically a little more attention to something and more community facing. एक community facing body ऐसी बना ली जाए जिससे कि लोगों को access to system थोड़ा आसान हो जाए, especially if they are into some genuine grievance, and we can take a panel to decide कि क्या है क्या नहीं है. So this is just a suggestion I was asking.
It's a very good question, and what better than the Mahatma to
Kushji, I think this is a question which is more for Dr. Pradeep. I think he can take it better because he's already in the process of doing something like this. Pradeep ji, can you just
what better organization in the Mahasabha to
जी, ये अभी हमारा विचार ही चल रहा, अभी हमारा अंदाज चल रहा था. पहले था कि हम बिजनेस कम्युनिटी को यंगस्टर एंड वो महासभा से जरा तो अलग अलग से रहे, ट्रेडिशनल में जो लोग रहे थे जुड़े रहे, तो उनको लाने के लिए वी ट्राई टू पुट द स्पोर्ट्स ग्रुप इन दिस, and then we put the business community entrepreneurs एक ग्रुप बना के उनको हमने एक प्लेटफॉर्म पे लिया है, बिकॉज हर आदमी को अपने तरह का प्लेटफॉर्म चाहिए. दे कैन नॉट कम टू द सेम प्लेटफॉर्म पे सब लोग नहीं आ सकते हैं. सो वी क्रिएटेड अ डॉक्टर्स प्लेटफॉर्म सेपरेटली एंड देन business community platform separately, which is Prasoon and Gyan is running, and then the talk show like this which we are organizing from the people, so that is getting connect. एक connect society में आना चाहिए from all groups. And the one which we Prasoon has proposed, we are already in thinking of that. Make a group of the lawyers which can help the people needy. They can advise, because you can, one advice is more than enough for the person to help you out. You may not help survive, but advice काफी है. Like sitting in the AIMS, I am sitting in the AIMS, I get a call and just किसी को help कर दो थोड़ा सा, तो उससे उसका बहुत बड़ा हो जाता है. It makes a lot of helpful decision making, finding what to do, what not to do, and things like that. So इसमें आपकी help चाहिए होगी तो we'll take your help in that also.
Please, more than ready.
Nandini, do you have a question? I believe you were trying to ask a question. If your audio is connected now, wow.
Yeah, sorry for earlier. My internet just decided to run away for a bit. I think evening pleasant times it decided that So I'm really apologies, Khushji, that I could not talk about. Now, earlier you were talking about the Delhi government and so on and so forth. So I have two questions. Will the Supreme Court of India question the Prime Minister of India on organizing this Haridwar ka Kumbh Mela? Because according to the facts, it was preponed by 1 year to be clubbed with the elections. So is there somebody going to get up and question that? And is the Prime Minister of India going to be held responsible for it?
I'm sure to blame the Prime Minister for it directly is perhaps too far a stretch. But
then maybe the CM of Uttar Pradesh.
Whoever, but personally, as long as courts stand up against a majoritarian government, that is the primary job of the Supreme Court. And from my personal view, the Supreme Court has not done enough for its citizens faced with the current regime. But that's my personal view. I'm sure there are others who do not share this view. But I was not there during Indira Gandhi's time, but the Supreme Court's record then speaks for itself. And even now, there are many issues on which the Supreme Court should have stood up to the central government, but failed. There is no other word than fail to stand up to the current regime.
The second question, thing I want to point out, my limited knowledge of legislature, according to our Indian legislature, the Union Territory, which is Delhi, and our Honorable Kejriwal is the Chief Minister. He is the first who should be held responsible for oxygen, rather than him all the time blaming the central government, because there was no preparation whatsoever. If we go behind at the RTIs, all the RTIs which were presented and the answers which came back, that every step Kejriwal failed.
Correct. That's
so,
possible.
People who are saying that central, he is bragging about it, that center should have helped. It is not so. He's wrong.
Equally culpable. He's equally culpable.
Yeah. And if the Gurdwaras are getting the oxygen, how the hell they are getting it and the government is not getting it? Who's going to ask this question?
No, those questions are being asked, and I think the only, or at least one government or machinery which comes to mind, which has been praised during this second round, is I think the Brihan Mumbai Municipal Corporation. It seems has done a very good job, and people in Bombay, at least, yahan par agar koi ho Bombay ka, they are all praises for BMC, and that is one of the few governments or government organizations which has done well. So if there is a will, there is a way.
I think with the will, the head of the organization need to take that strong. जैसे हम हिंदी में बोलते हैं, गले में घंटी किसी को तो बांधनी है ना.
यहाँ पर तो बस वो political brownie points ले लें एक दूसरे से.
I think we suffered more because of that.
Yeah, so the image, the so-called image war is more important. Unfortunate, very unfortunate.
Thank you.
I, in case, even I am tempted to ask a question. लगे हाथों मैं भी पूछना चाहता हूँ. Khushi, all along that attitude has been कि अभी, I mean, judiciary in India, I mean, as against what we see in America, where the judiciary is subservient to the administration or legislature. हमारे यहाँ क्या है कि give it to the big daddy, daddy will handle it, you cannot handle it. So courts come in and they say कि अभी हमारा काम हो गया. When they see a hot potato, they just leave it on a side. Exactly what happened in Kisan case, Kisan Andolan. Courts were saying, no, you don't know, you have mismanaged everything. हम इसको करेंगे, हम इसको करेंगे, ठीक है जी आप करिए. And then a committee was formed, and Kishans openly said कि नहीं हम नहीं मानते इसको. तो अच्छा नहीं मानते तो कोई बात नहीं है, चलो ठीक है, ये तो बहुत बुरी बात है, आपको ऐसा नहीं करना चाहिए, don't do this, and then खत्म, उसके बाद कुछ नहीं हुआ. That's another area where I feel कोर्ट शुड हैव डन समथिंग. दे शुड हैव सेड कि पहले तो तुम अंदर जाओ कोर्ट जेल में अगर तुम नहीं मानते सुप्रीम कोर्ट को, तो और फिर अंदर से बताना कि तुम मानते हो कि नहीं मानते हो. सो आई थिंक दैट्स वन एरिया वेयर either they should not have taken it up, or if they had taken it up they should have taken it to the logical conclusion. So what can you say on this?
Again, आप अगर if you look at it holistically, keep this one problem aside. Now there are many. So the Supreme Court, it works in a very peculiar. एक तो there is a concept of there is no one Supreme Court. 15-16 कोर्टरूम है. Everybody works independently of the other. तो सबसे पहली तो लॉटरी एक लिटिगेंट की कि भाई किस जज के सामने मैटर जाए. And then judges have their own viewpoints. So it's a very, to say whether the Supreme Court is taking a particular view is a very difficult proposition. हमारे पास क्लाइंट आता है कि भाई सुप्रीम कोर्ट में केस लेकर जाएं. नाउ इनवेरिएबली आवर एडवाइस इज भाई आप ट्राई कर लीजिए. यू नेवर नो किसके सामने चला जाए, क्या हो जाए. नाउ as far as hot potatoes are concerned, again the Supreme Court sometimes finds it very convenient to take up a hot potato. Some hot potatoes are never taken up. Some hot potatoes become cold potatoes. अब जैसे आर्टिकल 370 है. आर्टिकल 370 has never seen the light of day. The challenge to article 370. There are so many live issues. By can sedition laws be used at the mere whim and fancy of a government? जर्नलिस्ट है, अंदर है 6 महीने से, उसको हियरिंग नहीं मिल रही. अर्नब गोस्वामी है, उनको हियरिंग ओवरनाइट मिल रही है. अब whether that's a hot potato or not, I don't know. So there are many farmers protest. See, the court should limit themselves to what is their core competence. What is their core competence? Deciding a dispute. अब जहां कोर्ट पड़ जाती है राजनीति में और the Bombay lingo is मंडोली करने में, that is where the court is then in uncharted waters. You decide an issue which is there in front of you rather than trying to this tendency of playing to the gallery. Judges also unfortunately are very very wary of tomorrow's headlines. So in trying to come up with a more acceptable phase, they leave what is their core competence and try every case may some stopgap arrangement, and it doesn't work this way.
Yep. Okay, so if there are no more questions, now are there any? Okay, I don't think there are any more. Rachna wants to ask something again. Okay, this is
I have
supplementary
one question you didn't.
Acha.
I have one question.
Namaste.
Ji, Mani Vaisa, please ask your question.
Very simple thing. Firstly, the Kushji have very well given both the ends, from no action to the very proactive actions. Reason being, the first wave was not so effective like the second wave. Second wave was like tsunami. First wave like something not so very powerful. Now, naturally, when the Supreme Court started acting against this tsunami of this pandemic, the requirement or the desire of the Supreme Court to provide the things, it becomes impossible, because nobody can say, somebody who's living on Nicobar, when the tsunami was coming, they should have left all the places by that time. By the time tsunami came, nothing left of that Navy base of the Nicobar Island. So basically, you just cannot provide the things overnight, because the situation nobody could imagine at that time. Now you rightly summarize both the things. The best part of it, I want to just add to your knowledge about the Panchayat election. It was the Allahabad High Court in which the UP government has said, because of the pandemic, we should not hold the Panchayat election. And the High Court of the Allahabad said, nothing doing, go ahead with the election. You cannot just stop and then say postpone the election. So that is one of the most important part, that the court has come into this play, and then other side you are telling that court should stop the rallies, court should stop the Kumbh Mela, and one side the High Court is telling you must hold the Panchayat election. When the election will be there will be rallies, there will be interaction between the people, there will be no social distancing, so many things will not be there. So basically, I just want to add, but there has to be a balance between all the four activities, guys have pointed out. I think Kushji, you have done very well, and thank you very much. And my question, no more question is this side. It is only the information I provided that about the High Court of Allahabad judgment to hold the Panchayat election. It was not the state government which wanted to have it, and then they say that some 1,600 teachers itself lost their lives during this Panchayat election. Thank you very much, Kushi.
खुशी जी, लोगों का चतुर्वेदियों का वो कीजिए कल्याण, बहुत बढ़िया बात है, आपने बहुत ज्ञान दिया, हम लोग खुश हैं। मुनीन जी,
I have a
आपने बहुत
question
सही
for
कहा।
you. I'm sorry to interrupt, but Kush, I have a question. Can I ask with your permission?
Please.
Yeah, the thing is this, because this question came to my mind because one of my friend's husband, he passed away. He was in a hospital along with his dad. Dad passed away in the morning and he was a COVID patient. Both of them were COVID patient. Son was basically looking for the medicines, remdesivir, oxygen, and all those things for his parents, for his father. But by that time his father passed away, and the son wasn't aware that he has passed away. But due to this oxygen problem prevailing in Gurgaon area, he was shifted to some other hospital because he was in need of the oxygen at that point of time. When he was shifted to some other hospital, unfortunately, in between, by the time he was admitted to that hospital, he had a massive cardiac arrest and he also passed away. My question is at this point is, can the family, because the hospital says no, he passed away of cardiac arrest, whereas he had COVID. And like I just heard in between Mr. Sanjay, he said that in Haryana, there is a thing that if a person is passed away due to COVID, he will get some amount, some 4 lakhs or 5 lakhs of rupees compensation to the family. Whether in this case, family would be eligible for that sort of compensation?
The practical way of going about it is, sabse pehle you should get hold of the medical records, because the medical records then speak for themselves. And if the medical records indicate a case of COVID death, then whatever, I'm not personally aware of those guidelines, but if you fall within those guidelines, then you should be eligible for whatever compensation is there. So medical records, everybody has a right. You have a right. The hospital cannot deny you those medical records. So if you apply, they will give you a copy of the medical records. And medical records should be able to indicate the cause of death.
Okay, thank you so much. Much appreciated.
I think we are at. I'll ask Nandini ji to call Munin Bhai Sahab and then give a vote of thanks. Ji Nandini.
I can't see Munin Bhai Sahab in the video right now, so I don't think he's there with us. I wanted to invite Munina Chaturvedi ji, who is right now the General Secretary for our Mahasabha, Mathur Chaturvedi Mahasabha. So Munin Bhai Sahab, if you can just kind of be with us for a bit.
I don't think he is there.
I think.
I can see him.
You can see him. Okay. Munin Bhai Sahab.
Bhai Sahab.
Vote of thanks.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
We would like you to put light on the whole conversation we all had. Such a enlightening thing which Khushji had made us aware with. So we also want you to say something.
On behalf of Sri Mathur Chaturvedi Mahasabha as Secretary, I just convey my very, very sincere thanks to Kushji, a young lad in the Supreme Court. I'm also feeling very much elevated to see such a young man and an advocate on record in the Supreme Court. And we wish him all the success and see sometime on the chair on the other side instead of standing in the courtroom, sitting on the court, that side of the chair, so that we should be feel ourselves as the proud Chaturvedi. I wish him all the success in the life, and then all the participants and all those who have put the questions make this interaction very lovely. And that's so nice of it that we have interacting on a totally different field, which we are very, very little knowledge on that particular field. And we all know that these are all closed door discussions. So we come to know very, very little out of it. And then he has brought out everything so nicely. Thank you very much, Mr. Question.
Thanks again, everyone. Thank you. Thank you, once again.
Kushji, thank you.
Dr. Saab, thank you.
Thank you.
Everyone who attended, thanks a lot to attend this gathering and so much of information which we got from Kushji. So thank you so much, and hope we have this privilege again soon.
Sure.
Yeah, every Saturday, 5 o'clock, without fail.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Kushi.
Thank you, Kush.